If the fear for our health and well-being and the concern for so many who have lost jobs and businesses due to the coronavirus weren't enough, we now have the saddest day in the Jewish calendar to add to our misery. Next Wednesday night and Thursday are Tisha B'Av, the 9th day in the Hebrew month of Av, when we mourn the destruction of the first and second temples, the expulsions of our people from Spain and England, the deportation of the Jews who had been imprisoned in the Warsaw Ghetto, and a great many other Jewish calamities. It is hard to imagine feeling sadder or lower than a great many of us already do, given the circumstances. But Jewish tradition calls upon us to chant the Book of Lamentations, which describes the holy city of Jerusalem in ruins, and to reflect on tragedies and misfortunes of earlier eras. The services at night and the following morning are recited in a plaintive melody, or no melody at all, given the sadness of the commemoration. This being a day of fasting, no food, and nothing to drink, in the middle of the summer no less, we are left feeling despondent and depleted. But then in the afternoon, when we might be feeling at our worst, given the fast and the heat, we begin to emerge from the sorrow of the day, reintroducing melodies to our services. Just as one is beginning to wonder, will I be able to continue my fast until sunset, we have this midday surge of hopefulness giving us the energy to push on. During these past 4 months, how often have you looked for a glimmer of hope, something that might give you the optimism to push forward when so much has dragged you down? How many times have you hoped for some news that things were getting better and that if you could just hang on for another few weeks or even a few more months, things would once again be okay? I know that I have held out hope that we would receive news that we had turned the corner, that a vaccine had been discovered, and that soon life would return to some sense of normalcy. In the absence of such a report, I have relied on the people around me, family, friends, the incredible staff with whom I work, members of our congregation, to inspire me and to give me a reason to believe that eventually the pandemic will be over and we won't have to worry to the degree we do now about illness and suffering and worse due to COVID-19. As I observe Tisha B'Av this year, I will be thinking not only about the people who were cut down by our enemies centuries ago and 75 years ago. I will be remembering people whom we have lost during the last 4 months and praying that we will move on from this worldwide tragedy, humbled by what we have experienced and what we have learned, prepared to live our lives with greater purpose, with more compassion, and with the recognition that we are all of us united in our longing for a brighter future.